on a bridge. This isn't even good lighting. Oh, I gotta lower the brightness. How are you guys? So I'm on a bridge. So I think I'm just gonna do the video here because it's low-key dark outside, as you guys can see. Today we're gonna be talking about how schools and parents create limiting mindsets. Haha! We're getting into the real stuff on this page, aren't we? Aren't we? Let's get it! I actually had like the best of luck with teachers because damn, there's cars. Maybe they don't care about me, right? Yeah, they don't. I only care about me. I'm in this world alone. They're just characters. They're just cars. So yeah, let's not let my phone drop off of this bridge because I just witnessed a puppy passing away yesterday. I'm very traumatized. Ah! Okay guys, we're not gonna get into that story right now. Go watch that video though. I was real bad. Real bad. I had the best of luck with teachers. I mean, like, a lot of my teachers always said I was going to be a star or always said I was going to be successful. My coaches always said, like, there's something about you. And so I kind of had the best of luck with teachers. But for the people who weren't like me, and I used to ask for what I wanted. Like, when I wanted hard classes, I asked for it so I can get it over with and get it done. And especially math, like, I wanted it to be done by 8th grade so I can go to high school and never be dealing with math again. But I did and failed. I told y'all I'm not good at math. I'm good at reading. I would have, like, very, very well vocabulary because I have been reading since I was a child. And I was in a lot of heavy curriculums. Yeah, I was in a lot of... Why the fuck are people driving slow? I hate a slow-ass car. Oh! Like, I can drive faster than all these pussies right now. Walk faster. So, yeah, like, guys, I'm a Gemini rising, so, like, my attention... especially what's happening, and my mouth is really bad, if you guys can't tell already. Like, my mouth is terrible. I get it from my mom and my grandma and my aunt. I get it from all the women in my family. They are just, you know what I mean? But love, okay, love. Okay, yeah, so I always asked for what I wanted, but when I had to have conversations with other black people, because I always used to be like the only black girl in my classes and like my advanced placements or international baccalaureate program classes, I would just be like, why am I the only black girl in here? It would just like be like me and one of my other friends, or, you know, or maybe a Hispanic or maybe an Asian kid. But yeah, so when I talk to like my Afro friends, I'm just like, and I'm having regular conversations, they're like, oh my God, you know so many big words. And like, babe, sophisticated is not a big word. SOPHISTICATED, like not a big word. You know, sophisticated. Yeah, they would just be, you know, they didn't have access to that education. But it's not necessarily because they weren't smart, because my friends are smart. I have the people I talk to, I hold them to a high standard, and they are very progressive, and their thinking is very sophisticated, and they think realistically and logically and unconventionally and conventionally. They put think pieces together, and they love rap music. Rap is poetry. Understand it. I mean, like, these kids that I'm talking to that are my age are very, very smart. But the difference with me is I asked for these classes that I'm in and they did it. And so therefore they had counselors. First of all, before we get into the teachers, they had counselors. Like, let's hold y'all accountable if you're a counselor watching this. They had counselors telling them that they weren't ready for this class or they weren't smart enough and putting them at like A-level classes, ABC classes. And I'm just like, and I look at their work because they need help, or like, you know, they just never been placed, and this really makes me angry because they've never been placed into higher classes because they've kept being placed at 3rd grade level reading, so they never had to develop the skills. And so like in junior year they're still saying like, oh, like, can you help me with my work? And I would look at their work and I'm like, this is something I learned in 2nd grade, babes. Like, what the hell are you telling your counselor? Like, what the hell is your counselor doing? And their counselor was limiting them. Their counselors were telling them, like, they're not smart enough. They're not big enough. They can only do certain things because they are from this background and from that background, or, you know. And I didn't have that problem because I was very outspoken about what I wanted and who I was. I'm smart. I'm educated. I'm ready. I'm dedicated. I show up on time, so put me in these classes. Simple as that. And I love English, so I don't need to be put in 2nd grade English. Like, I just realized that I would just talk to my age group, and I would be the only one in these classes, and I was just like, what the hell are these teachers telling them? And then 12th grade came around, which is like where I'm really seeing it. And teachers would literally be telling kids, like, even from 10th grade, not to dream too big, not to go to a big college. They won't afford it. They won't do this. They can't make it out of there. They can't do that. They can't apply for this because they're like this and they're like that, and that's not really possible. It's like, shut the hell up. Like, you're a teacher. You raise these kids. You train these kids' brains. Affirmations are key. Words are powerful. When you tell a 5 to like 17-year-old what they can't do, they're going to listen to you because you are a very, very powerful figure in their life. And to ingrain limiting beliefs into these kids' minds and to tell them the only things that they can ever be in life is maybe a lawyer, doctor, nurse, all these things, maybe like 7 careers out of 3,000 careers. It's like, do better, schools. Do better. Schools also just don't teach self-love and discovering yourself, because look, I'm talking to a camera right now. This is my passion and this is what I'm really good at. But I always thought, hey, since I'm really good at talking and arguing and dissecting information and presenting other ideas in order to back my claims up, like I was like, okay, law is going to be good for me. I like to defend people. I like to help people. My goal is always to help people all my life. And now I'm helping people, but it's through social media because that is my passion. I found my fuel, and I shouldn't have been able to go through so much adversity and this and that to discover who I am and to start learning who I am. I should just know who I am because teachers are pushing that narrative. Find yourself, know who you are, love yourself, because no one else can not love you if you don't love yourself. You know what I mean? And so especially from the ages from pre-K to 5th grade, teachers are supposed to be telling kids to journal, affirm, and think big and dream big. Just put into kids' brains the only careers that make money are these big name astronauts, spatial engineer, tech. Some people just don't like that, and some people might be good at that, but maybe in a different field and that you're not presenting to them. And so these kids go through 4 years of college, 12 years of school, just to tell a 19-year-old like me when they're 29 that they regretted school, they regretted their degree, and they really wish they found themselves sooner. You know who helps them find themselves sooner? A teacher, okay? And I had those teachers, luckily, because I just had this keen sense of self since I was younger. I really don't know, and that's why I'm trying to help you guys. So if your teachers have ever told you, like, hey, like, or if you're a teacher and you're watching this and you're like, or you want to be a teacher, remember that kids are impressionable and they listen to you and they respect you. And they listen to you and they believe you, and the beliefs that you're instilling in them that are limiting are going to drastically redirect their life, and sometimes not for the better, when they think that they have no success and they find no passion. And schools, this video is going to be long because schools from a young age teach us to all be the same. They don't teach us to be unique. They don't teach us to find ourselves. I feel like I'm not diagnosed, but I feel like I'm neurodivergent and stuff, so I'm very jumpy, I'm very hyper, I'm very loud, I say what's on my mind because I don't really have an awareness of, like, to be conventional, like, what the hell, like, this is wrong, I'm going to say it, simple, like, I don't care about protecting anyone's feelings, or, you know, and so I think I was like that when I was a kid too, so when my feelings were hurt, I would say it, or, you know, or show it, and I was a bad kid, like, I would be in fights, like, I was very expressive in emotions at a young age, and so my emotions were irrational, whereas the next kid was reserved and quiet and shy. But look how they treated me. They wanted me to be like reserved and shy kid, and they wanted the reserved and shy kid to be like me and speak up. And if we weren't each other, me and the next kid weren't each other, you know what they do? They put us on the red board. You're in trouble. I'm calling home. And let's gag it, like, they don't even know what home is to some of these kids. They don't know if these kids have a home. They don't know if these kids have a healthy home. They don't know if these kids, like, eat out, like, you know, and they want us to all be alike and add stress onto us and make us feel guilty and make us feel like we are less worthy because we're not a strict listen kid. Like, for example, when I was young, I was like, when I needed to use the bathroom and I wasn't allowed to, I wasn't given permission to do something that anonymally comes out of my body and physically puts me in uncomfortableness, I have to ask permission, then be told no. Like, give us back our anonymity. Like, what the hell? Like, from the time I was in, like, simply, like, fourth, fifth, yeah. Like, why do I have to ask to use the restroom? And I have a really bad bladder to this day. And it's just like, I'm not like the next kid. I can't hold my pee in. Like, everyone's path is different. And that's what I teach on my YouTube. Every single person's path is different. Stop forcing kids to be alike. Kids are unique, especially kids. They express differently. They show differently. Stop punishing them for showcasing their emotions. That's what they're regulating. That's what you help them regulate. And in that time period of their life, you instill belief systems of power, success, love, the ability to do anything. You don't limit them. You don't say that's not realistic. You don't say that. You say you can do anything you want, baby girl. Just put your mind to it, love yourself, and create your life. It shouldn't be, oh, you can't be this, you can't be that, and you can only be this, that, and the third because those are successful and those are respectable. Who gives a fuck if shit is respectable? Stop teaching kids to conform to society and then later in life be like, oh, you're useless. You didn't do anything with your life because you didn't tell them they could. You didn't instill that in them, babes. Like, you didn't. I'm sorry. Okay? And then it doesn't only end in the school. Like, parents are also very, very, very keen at this. A lot of the artists, big successful artists you've seen, I guarantee you, more than not, yes, some have very limiting parents. And that's what I'm saying. Before I get into that, like, when you don't teach a kid uniqueness and self-expression and self-love and self-discovery from a young age and affirm that they can do anything, they either panic and stress and don't know who they are for a very long time and have anxiety and just are lost because they just don't know who they are and they were told that they can't do stuff, so they don't even try. They're that limited mentally that they don't even try. Or they just succumb to that mindset. They don't know how to change their mindset because they're not taught mindsets. They're not taught that they can create anything they want. They're not taught all these things. They become stagnant in that mindset and they become complacent in that mindset and they do what everyone tells them to do and they follow the path that everyone else is doing and everyone else and everyone else and everyone else and everyone else. That's what they're taught. But some people have the willpower and they're exposed to certain things, adversity or a mentor or a teacher like I had, or mentors online, podcasters, all these things, books, or they learn something, or they're very determined on being different, although people are telling them otherwise. They become rejecting of whatever is going on around them and really tune into themselves. And that's really the only way I'm thinking that people can outlet who they are truly and fully become their fullest potential. So yeah, and then parents. So a lot of parents, if you're watching this, if you want to be a parent, parents also don't affirm. And you can't be a strict parent while simultaneously wanting your kid to be successful. You have to let your kid breathe, live. You guide your kid. You don't control your kid. Your kid has their own life just like you decided to have your kid. Your kid can also make decisions. Your kid can also choose the life that they want. If you restrict your kid, they will not be successful like you want them to. And if you restrict your kid to only 3 career paths because that's what you respect and not what they are really good at that will make them successful, because a lot of parents are under the impression that there's only like 3 careers, especially like in the African community, there's only 3 careers to be successful, but the world has a billion stars, bro, and each child has their own to call, and sometimes it's not the one that you want for them, it's the one that they want for themselves. Parents to just restrict either physically the child, where the child can't leave the house and they can only do homework and all this stuff, where they can't draw, or the parents won't buy them things, or the parents won't invest in certain arts and crafts, or, you know, it's also a financial disparity. But the main point is, if there's a will, there's a way, period, for any child. I don't care if I had $0 in my bank account. My child told me she loved to sing. I would find a restaurant that had a TV in it that had karaoke and let her go up on that stage and shine. And see if she really loves it. And if she doesn't like that, okay, next. If she doesn't like that, okay, next. And then maybe when she's 15, she'll be like, wait, I want to be a lawyer, you know? But like, stop asking kids what they want to be, because they have to find who they want to be by expressing themselves, putting themselves through different outlets of life at a young age. They don't know what they want to be. They don't know that they want to be a lawyer. They don't know that they want to be a forensic this. They don't know that they want to be an like, you know, they find that through whatever they find, through coloring. They literally find it through scribbling. They need that expression. You can't tell a kid not to scribble. You have to tell a kid to scribble until they find what it is in the scribbling that they are. You know what I mean? And so parents just say all these limiting things, or parents who were also raised by teachers and other parents that told them that they couldn't do and they couldn't be and they couldn't say, tell their kids this, and then you know what generational wealth is? Passing that down. Yeah, you're passing down limiting beliefs. You're passing down the lack of courage to achieve stuff. And you're probably limiting your own family from its wealth by limiting your child from their expression. Like, let people be unique. Schools should really start teaching self-love, self-uniqueness, self-discovery, authenticity. Like, it's good to be yourself. You know, I was a bad kid and I was put on the red board and I was told I was disrespectful because I spoke my mind, and I was told not to get smart with me because I was smart and questioning your intelligence as a child. And I still am, because that's just who I am. I mean, I don't know. That's just who I am. I speak my mind. I laugh loudly. I talk loudly. I jump around when I'm excited. That's just who I am. Like, that's just Loretta. Like, that's just me. I'm a hyperactive bitch. And I have Gemini in my big three. Like, yeah, you bet, like, my head is spinning around and I'm talking fast and I'm living life and I want new things. Like, you know. So yeah, schools really set kids up for success, and they can set kids up for dooms. You know what I mean? Like, it's not hard to recognize these things, and it's important for every individual, whether in any institution, to genuinely make sure they know themselves before they choose something external to themselves to find joy in. Because if you don't find joy within yourself, you don't even know if where you are is where you're meant to be. I'm like Socrates. I'm like Neville Goddard. I'm like, who am I like? I'm like Galileo. I'm just amazing. Like, I'm giving y'all free rep, and I'm getting like 2 views on this shit. Like, I'm giving y'all free game. Like, I'm cold as fuck. You know what I mean? I'm cold, bitch. I'm cold. I'm Loretta. Subscribe to my channel and listen to me. Find yourself and live a better life. So yeah, I recorded this video on the bridge. And so yeah, be yourself, find yourself, discover yourself, love yourself, because hey, you don't know what doors will open, and you don't know who your highest self is until you find her, until you love her, until you love him or her. You know, whoever is inside of you, that soul wants to be known. So take it upon yourself to know her. And if you don't love who you are, you know what you do? You write down on a paper who you want to be and who you would like to resemble, life characteristics, lifestyle, all those things. You ask that paper, you write down on the paper what a person with that type of lifestyle and characteristics has to embody and who they have to be, and you become it. Because it's inside of you already. You just have to create it. You just have to bring it to life. You have to put attention on what you want to grow, and when you put attention on yourself, you will grow. Love you. Bye. I think they think I'm a celebrity because they all slowing their cars down when they see me, but it's also traffic now too. So, but the other cars in the beginning was doing it too, right? Y'all see? Okay, love you. Just created this video. I stuck to my goals today.